So let's talk market, guys. What's up, guys? It's Yugi Bros, and it's been a long time since I've done a market watch, but the speed duel market tends to never really shift all that much, at least not for like an actual video to be put out there. But recently I've come up to notice that some things have moved, and I figured this would be the perfect time to showcase it, considering when usually you have a very stale market and a lot of things all of a sudden change, something to talk about. So starting off, we're going through the Speed Duel tournament packs. I know you guys know these ones are money. Obviously, it's been like that for a pretty long time. Never pay attention, I've noticed, to TCG's market price. This doesn't update fast enough for it to make a difference. It'll say that the market price is 132, but then it's as low of 169, as you can see here, 169.94. And this isn't even based off condition. It's just strictly like 169 and higher. So like if you click on the card and you go into it further, like you can see the actual range, but just always be aware of that. Blue Eyes is most of the ultras from this are just super expensive. It's the same with both tournament packs. This one especially though, because it was much harder to get. So Blue Eyes is holding like 170. Dark Magician's about 100. Red Eyes is almost 100. You have to keep in mind too, Red Eyes and Dark Magician can be played in the Dragon deck. So anyone that wants to like foil out or max rarity in terms of like a hard rarity to find their deck would be playing these two, because you can play regular speed duel cards in regular Yu-Gi-Oh. Harpy Lady Sisters obviously is still like 75. Relinquished is like 140 minus this guy that has it for 110 here. Yeah. I regret getting rid of mine. Gravekeeper's Oracle 40s. Surprised still that this is the cheapest one. You'd think maybe Harpy Lady Sisters would be the cheapest one. At least in speed duels you can play this, but it's not so much the speed duel people as much as just the collectors in general that are picking this up. And what better way to prove that than with Dark Magician Girl, the super rare. The super rares aren't worth anything unless it's DMG. It's sitting at around like $12 to $14. All the rest of the supers kind of clock in around $2 to $3 and then kind of go down from there. So, you know, you take what you get. The second one, Fortress Whale's holding the huge price of 120 or more. King of the Skull Servant's around 85. Amazoness Swordswoman, I'm really shocked that this is only like 35-40. This card's really good still. Serpent Knight Dragon, about the same price. But it doesn't really see too much play in the Speed Duel world anymore. However, that deck's still gimmicky as all hell. Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth. We all know about Dark Moth being a really good deck, so it kind of emulates the fact that this will hold its 60, 70, then 75 is kind of consistently where it's at. Barrel Dragon, 65, 70. Another one that kind of makes, it doesn't make as much sense, but the ultras from these packs are essentially the ultis from OTS packs, so you have to keep in mind that when you are going off these prices. As far as the supers, it's a bit more, easy. $4 on Summoner's Art, and then the rest is just very, very low. Everything is like 50 cents or less. Yeah, Summoner's Art is the only one that is holding any value whatsoever, and I'd have to assume it's for like Gaia decks, not so much Blue Eyes or Red Eyes, but definitely something to keep in mind. For a while, none of these Speed Duel supers were worth anything. Now this one is at a pretty good C. Even the market price says it was only 90 cents, but yet Summoner's Art's a whole $4 to $5. So something there for sure. So going on to Arena of Lost Souls, we're going through packs. This is what I found interesting. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is like sitting at like a $12 mark, which is kind of crazy. I'm not exactly sure what the reason for this was, but I guess the market price being $9.70 means that it was kind of this much for a while. A lesser known one is this Arcana Knight Joker. I don't know when this happened because the market price is $4.81, and this card was like $4 forever. This is $20 but on all fronts, not even just speed duels. Like if you hit other versions and you go to the secret rare, for example, you get a lovely array of prices. But if you want to click off near mint, again, you're looking at like $15 to $20 for the secret rare. If you try Dual Terminal, now Dual Terminal, it's a little bit different. Other than alternative Alter Reality sitting here at 75 cents, Real Good Deals got them at $35. And it's a bit of a jump, obviously. Somebody should probably grab these. They only got 6 remaining, but Alter Reality is really good about posting 6 at a time. But let's try eBay. If we take it over to eBay, as you can see, there's no exact matches found for DT04 EN037. Arcana Knight Joker, these are DT, but the shipping's outrageous on this one. And then this one, it's outrageous. It's like $8 for a DT. There's like no actual price on this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's made this spike. I can't imagine it be actually Speed Duels, because only the Speed Duel version would go up. But you have it going up on all fronts here. There is the common alternative art, which I'm sure won't hold too much of a value since it is common, but it does have the nice alternative art. But this is very interesting. I couldn't tell you what has made this super expensive, but if anyone has ways to get Arena of Lost Souls packs, I know Walmart's been holding them down for a while, you might have some money now when it comes to this set. Between both Blue Eyes Ultimate and Arcana Knight, King of the Skull Servant's still hitting like $10, Sphere Karibo still about like $8, so that's pretty good. Michizuru is like $4, I don't know why no one plays this. Senju, Senju's a good card in general, so there's this $4 to $5 card. Everything else is kind of low, so I'm wondering if there's a way to tutor out Arcana Knight that I just don't know about yet, maybe in regular Yu-Gi-Oh, as to why this is happening, because everything else is, everything else for the card itself, like the Knights themselves, aren't super expensive, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. Coming in at the cheapest box of Speed Duels that there is, I feel like there's an overabundance of Attack from the Deep online. Actually, just recently, these boxes were like $20 sealed. They've gone up since then. I'm not really sure why. But as you can see here, no cheaper than $26, $27. And then it goes to $32, at least on TCG Player's front. Magician of Faith Ultra Rare is about $10. This has been, I guess, this for a little bit longer than I thought possible. But last I remember, this card was only like $4 to $5. However, for all you GOAT fans, this is technically the highest rarity of Magician of Faith there is. There is the Champion Pack Super, which is technically the highest rarity because it's like the hardest to get, the most expensive. But if you're talking simply in terms of like foil entity, Duelist Saga has its own Ultra, but it's got the lines behind it, and some people don't like that. Speed Duels has the next highest, which is just regular Ultra Rare, and it's sitting around $10 to $12. So Sonic Bird is like $6. Ever since its reprint, obviously you don't need the Ultra nearly as much as you'd want it before, otherwise it's just something to make your deck look pretty. Dust Tornado, again, also got a reprint, but still like $4 to $5 for the Super. Levia Dragon is at an all-time low of $3. Until Water gets something, I keep saying a Legendary Ocean, until Water gets something that makes it relevant, this card will not be worth anything. However, I do say this is probably a good card to pick up if you think Konami will give this card support, or future support, I should say, in Speed Duels moving forward. Blade Knight's about $3, which I'm a little surprised at because this card's still really good, but Charging Gaia obviously kind of outshines him now. Zombina, always been a good card, it's around like $2 to $3, and then like everything else is around where it always was. Guilford's a little bit higher than it used to be. As you can see here, it was like $250, now it's like $350. I don't know really who's playing this, but it is something to keep in mind price-wise. And Checkpoint is my last thing I wanted to talk about in this set. It had a reprint as a common in the Match of the Millennium deck, I believe. So not really seeing all that too much movement with this. But just something to keep in mind in case you want to foil it out. Scars of Battle, a little bit higher on the main market. Nightbeam's still kicking a $15 prize point. Until we get like a reprint of this, I just sadly don't see its price changing all that much. Book of Life is still like $8 to $10. Mask of Darkness is kind of the same with Magician of Faith. It's up to around $10. This was a good like $4, as you can see by its market price, but this has since recently gone up as well. A lot of Speed Duel cards have gone up. I'm not really sure why the market in Speed is changing now of all times. but it is interesting to see. Dekoichi around $4. This was previously like $3. It's a little bump, like I've said. Metamorphs like all-time low, maybe like $2 to $3. Double Evolution Pill, the skill, $2. Yeah, and then everything else is basically where it was what. And Trials of the Kingdom, as we've talked about, Parasite Paranoid, as you can see from its price, is still a good 25-ish. Like, you have a few short ones here, but the rest are pretty solid. It's like sitting at $25. This, I mean, until it sees a reprint, this card's really good. Dark Maul's one of the best decks in Speed Duels. I don't see it dropping. To counter that, Floodgate Trap Hole, which is still good in a lot of decks, even if it's not in the main deck, it's a good sided card. $20 sitting pretty. This ain't going to move for a while either. Cocoon of Ultra Evolution, I get that this deck is really good, but I'm very surprised that this skill is like $10. I always said that skills probably shouldn't be more than $5 max since they are one-ofs exclusively, and I understand this card is ultra rare, but I don't really think this set has like a shortage going on of it. I guess currently it's been out the least amount of time, and with tournament stores either being closed or not holding tournaments, I guess it would be harder to get this. But I'm just kind of shocked that it's sitting at this high of a price point still. However, on that note, I did want to talk about real quick Speed Duels like booster boxes for Trials of the Kingdom. Like, you're looking at 43 here from KDT Games, and then add the shipping to this price. Like, this box is like $50 minimum or more, and most Speed Duel boxes are like $35, if not less. This is kind of crazy. I mean, even all the way down to Simply Unlucky for $100. I'm not sure what kind of highway robbery he's trying to pull here with this price, but it is very interesting to see this price on this set. So maybe quarantine did affect it. I'm not really sure. But either way, this definitely has the most bang for your buck when it comes to the cards in this set. And to prove my point even more on that, after these three, Haunted Shrine is about $9 to $10. It sees almost zero play from what we've experienced mostly online, but it's holding that price point. Magician of Black Chaos is about $10 as a ritual. Now, it does have its new skill, so I do understand that, and it didn't get the reprint, so I also understand that. And it's an ultra rare. Doesn't see a lot of competitive play, but still holding the line, $10. Dawn's Alug, something I didn't expect to be this high, about $8. This could be another GOAT card as well, but I just didn't expect this card to be this high. You can play it in a warrior deck in Speed Duels, but again, like these price points for previous speed packs or previous cards in speed packs was usually warranted to something like Sonic Bird or something that was competitive or was highly competitive at the time. And while I'm not trying to discount this card at all, it's very good. I just a lot of these things I'm just not expecting, mostly out of which Trials of the Kingdom. Golden Ladybug, for example, $5. Get off core TCGs 2 here, and then it's $5 minimum. And, I mean, this one makes a little bit more sense to me. I thought over time this probably would go up. It's the only foil version of Golden Ladybug, and Golden Ladybug's always been this fun card to play close to time or whatever. Yeah, holds $5. Lastly, Ritual Ceremony. I wanted to talk about this. This card, I've showcased it a lot on my channel. It's not in the pack. It was in one of the demo packs for, like, the sneak peek. There's only 2 online here at $20. And this is probably the skill that no one expected out of all the sneak peek skills. The sneak peek skills were kind of mediocre, but this one holds a special spot in Relinquish that makes Relinquish really good. And if you're not playing Relinquish's other spell, Thousand Eye spell, you're most definitely playing this, Ritual Ceremony. This is a $20 common. If you go somewhere like eBay for this card, you're sitting at $583 with 20 plus shipping. It's the last one they have, and then you go down here, and there's just nothing regarding this. If you type in Ritual Ceremony Yu-Gi-Oh!, you don't get anything related to it. Again, it's just that one seller. So this is really hard to find, and it's definitely something that if you don't have it, I don't really agree on paying $20 for this one-of, but I don't really know how else you're going to get it if you don't have it for a Relinquish deck. It's kind of unfortunate that it was like a sneak peek promo exclusively. I would really like if Konami reprinted these somewhere down the line in something to get really easily, because this is a good skill as of right now. So Destiny Masters, I wanted to talk about this. If you find these right now, sealed, these decks are like $20 minimum, which is $10 more than it used to be. If you go through it, most of the stuff remains the same price. However, Mimicat, Toons just got support in Toon Chaos, and Mimicat on all fronts is up, including the Speed Duel version, which is now a minimum of $8. So if you guys have your old Speed Duel Mimikats, I definitely have mine. I gotta find them somewhere. You have a little bit of extra cash rolling around if you don't plan on keeping this for Toon Monsters. What a crazy world I feel like we live in. Duelist of Tomorrow used to be the best of these two decks. Now this not only is the cheaper deck to buy, right, around like $15, well, shipping kind of makes it a little bit harder. But not only that, nothing is really worth anything in here. Remember when Windstorm was regarded as the best trap in the game? It was like $5 to $6 common out of this? Well, now Kunai holds the line at like $3. Windstorm's sitting at like $1.50. And I still don't hate this card. It's still kind of good in some situations. But you still get a foil version of Champion's Vigilance. I'm kind of surprised it's only like an 80 cents card. Although this card isn't going to be like valuable right now, it's still the foil version of this card, the only foil version of this card. It's something you might just want to pick up to have, in case another normal monster deck like Blue Eyes comes back into the fray or something. But everything in this set is like nothing. Trap Jammer, I wanted to talk about. Trap Jammer is like the only other thing where, I don't know when this happened. Yeah, even the market price is like 75 cents. It's a $3 common out of Duels of Tomorrow. This card is still good, negates any trap card during the battle phase, and it is a counter trap. So definitely something interesting there. But I do want to say that Zoma the Spirit and Nightmare Wheel don't have to be used in the battle phase, but you'll probably get Nightmare Wheel to be used more in the battle phase. So I can see where this card would be good, and definitely turn the tables for you when necessary. I might try this in the side deck in the future. It's actually something I haven't played with in a while, and might want to look back into doing. Finally, let's talk about the cheapest Speed Duel deck of all of them. The Ultimate Predators one is like $7 to $8 deck you can get it online for. It's got almost nothing that's worth anything, but it does have Heatwave. And Heatwave only had one other printing from, I believe, Starstrike Blast, which is where all the short printed cards go to die. It's only a $2 common right here. And I'm kind of shocked by this. A little while back, this card was $5 out of the Speed Duel box, and you could buy the decks of Speed Duels for $5. This didn't last long. I think somebody finally figured out, hey, why buy Heat Waves at $5 when you can buy the whole deck for $5? Get the Heat Wave and everything else. So it's kind of evened itself out. Heat Wave itself from Starstrike Blast is only sitting around $4 right now anyways, as it is. But this card always sees some type of play in some type of situation and always changes the price of itself over time. So unless they ever make another printing of it, and I would want this to be a foil print if they give us another tournament pack for Speed coming soon in the weeks to come. I do want to talk about what I would choose to be my next foils for the next Speed Duel tournament pack. This is definitely one of them, more so just to have it as a foil copy for anyone, but also it'd be nice to see a Speed Duel card get used in real Yu-Gi-Oh! Because this would be the highest rarity if it was foil. But yeah, guys, it only has 2 printings, so at $2 or $2.50 and $4 respectively, this is something that you might just want to pick up to have a playset of right now. Lastly, I want to talk Twisted Nightmares and Match of the Millennium real quick. I know these just came out, and you can still get them at basically their retail prices. Allure of Darkness from this pack, from this deck I should say, is basically $2 to $3 already. And Allure of Darkness in general on all fronts usually holds like a $2 to $3 range when it's a common. So this definitely isn't bad to have by any stretch of the imagination. Everything else in this deck isn't worth anything. Like $1 I think is the max for anything. Offerings of Doom's kind of sitting around like 70 cents. But like I said, like everything except Zoma the Spirit. Zoma the Spirit as a common, there's only 3 on here, period, at $2.95 each. And I checked eBay with this too. Again, it was like, I think they were like $2 a piece. And it definitely wasn't like that a little while back. But now Zoma's holding the line. It is the best, probably the best trap card out of the entire deck. Nightmare Wheel's the other one, but Nightmare Wheel hasn't changed. Though, if you ask me, If Zoma's hitting that price and this card sees almost as much play, I'd probably pick these up. Being like 40 to 50 cents for Nightmare Wheels, that seems really good considering Zoma the Spirit's basically a $3 common. Lastly, with Match of the Millennium, this is definitely the best of the two decks in terms of value. Even here, it's a little bit higher than its counterpart, Twisted Nightmares. But cards I wanted to go into from this set, Toon Table of Contents is up on all fronts, but again, I think because Toon Chaos, it's like $1 to $2 here. The Destiny Masters Toon Table of Contents is like a solid $1, and the Speed Duel Tournament Pack 1 Toon Table of Contents is like a solid $4. And because like Toon's got support in general, like this deck's a little bit higher priced just because of that. But moving on down, if you go, Diddy Crow is $4. Ultra rare from Speed Duels Match of the Millennium. Hasn't seen competitive play in Speed Duels yet, and has previous ultra rare printings, ultimate rare printing in regular Yu-Gi-Oh! But still holds the line at around $4. Collaborative LLC is the only one here with $3.50. I'm sorry, Jay Harris actually has one for $3.50, and then they're $4 or more. If you don't have this yet, I'd pick this up. But again, if you guys can find this, just buy this, because this is just the beginning of this list of cards they have at a pretty decent price. Thousand Eyes Restrict is another one in Yu-Gi-Oh! On all fronts, is pretty up there. The last version before this got reprinted in here, I think the common / rare Thousand Eyes Restrict that we had in regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like $4 to $5. This knocked it down to about $2.50 to $3, but it's still a few dollars nonetheless, especially when you get all of this in a $10 box. Advanced Ritual Art sees no real Speed Duel play yet, but still also a very good card. $3 to $4. Sphere Karibo, I'm actually surprised this isn't more money, but again, right now you're stuck behind a paywall of $10. As soon as these decks sell out everywhere, this, in no doubt, in my mind, will go up. $1.50 to $2. Still a really good card, as it always has been. Dust Tornado, the reprint, basically $1, a little bit cheaper here, but basically $1. Definitely good to pick up if you don't have that yet. Sonic Bird, another one that's basically $1. It is a little bit cheaper. This quantity is a little bit higher here. Definitely another one to get. Toon Dark Magician is $1 solid, if not more. Again, I think it's more or less the Toon hype. But yeah, guys, so what'd you think about this market watch? I know there was a lot to throw in here. I'm not John Moore. I can't do it as efficiently as him. I'm sorry for that. And I don't have the extra sponsors to throw out and, talk about. But, hey, I'm working with this. Do you guys like this? Do you want me to do this more often? Please leave the comments down in the comment section down below. Again, like in the past, I would have done this more often. I started the channel with this, but the market and speed is usually pretty timid. Recently, it's kind of gone up, as you can see, based off this video. But let me know what you think. And as always, comment, like, and subscribe. Please click that notification bell to get all of our latest updates. But guys, my name is Yugi Bros, and I'm out for this video. I'll see you guys later.